All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Richard Kelly. I am with the Forge Cares Committee of the Forge Group for Inspire here in Topeka. We're excited to continue our Forge Cares series this morning, where we interact and interview local organizations that help involve with our communities, and also so Forge members can learn a little bit more about what they do. I've got two folks with us this morning. We've got Trey George from the Topeka Housing Authority as the president and CEO. We also have Veronica Byrd with us this morning. She is with USD 501 and Parents as Teachers. Thanks again for both of you for joining us this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So first starting out, we've had some collaborations and interactions with both of your organizations previously, but start off by just telling us who you are and your involvement with your organizations. Trey, if you want to go first.
Sure. Hello, everyone. Trey George. I'm President and CEO for the Topeka Housing Authority. Topeka Housing Authority, or THA, is the public housing authority for Topeka and Shawnee County. We provide safe, decent, affordable housing for low-income and extremely low-income families that live in Shawnee County. Currently, we have a total of 744 public housing homes between 9 different developments. We also administer the second largest rental assistance program in the state of Kansas, the Housing Choice Voucher Program, or Section 8 being the most common name for that. And we currently have 1,350 families that are assisted through that. Beyond that, we get involved in lots of other types of activities, development of new housing, but all things related around affordable housing and serving low-income families that do reside in Topeka and Shawnee County. Part of our mission is to successfully house the families that we serve, and that success takes on a lot of different initiatives that help to provide education and health-related services for the families that we serve. And so one of them that we'll talk a little bit about today is the Pine Ridge Partnership. We're really excited. This is the 10-year anniversary for the Pine Ridge Partnership. It's kind of hard to believe that it's been that long already, but we truly appreciate the partnership and the relationship that we've had with Forge over the years, and we're really excited for that to continue and grow.
Absolutely, Trey. And can you also tell us, just because our members may be curious, how long have you been involved with the Topeka Housing Authority?
Purely by coincidence, 10 years as well. I started here in
fantastic.
2011. I can take no credit for any of this because a lot of this was in progress when I started here. But very fortunately, I started at a great time, and it's just been a really fun experience and a very impactful one for the families that we serve.
Wonderful. And as we know, folks out of the public may watch this video, but for Forge members who may be watching this video, Topeka Housing Authority and Parents as Teachers have both been involved with our Trick or Treat on the Trail event that we do at Pine Ridge every year. We've done it annually now, for probably the last 5-6 years, Trey. So
I believe this is going to be the 7th. I went back and found the original pictures from 2015.
Oh, very cool.
And that was the very first year. And I'd be willing to share those with you. There'd be good blackmail photos in there for probably some of your members as well. So.
And Miss Veronica, thank you also for joining us this morning. Your involvement with both Parents as Teachers and USD 501. You've also been involved with us for a number of years now with the Trick or Treat on the Trail event. Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
My name is Veronica Byrd, and I have dual roles. I have the privilege of working for Parents as Teachers 501 as well as Topeka Housing Authority. Because I'm located in an offsite campus, which happens to be on Housing Authority property, I get to serve dual roles and really get a chance to be hands-on, not only with the families that I serve that are prenatal to 3 years of age, but I also have the privilege of working with the after-school program for the Topeka Housing Authority, where we're from kindergarten on up through high school. So in doing so, I kind of get the full picture. I can see them when they're younger, and then as they grow, I get to see them as they're older. And believe me, you develop a relationship to where the ones that I've had when they were younger, they're telling them, I've been knowing her since I was a baby. It's really kind of cute. They're like, she's mine. I really take this job seriously because I know the impact that being one-on-one with children can have, as well as families as a whole. You know, to one person, you might be the world. but to everybody else, you may just be someone that fits in. And so I'm thankful to be in this position. I too have been here since the inception of the
Mhm.
partnership, way back in 2011 January. I checked my date too. I started in January, and we first opened up in our building, the Parents as Teachers building, which was the original um, start of it, and then we just expanded out, went on to the preschool, and then there's a health department and all that. Aquaponics. I mean, I've seen it all, and everything that we've done has been a progression. We've started small and then grown bigger. Some things worked and some things didn't. Some things were there for a reason and others for a season. Those that we needed to get rid of, we did, but those, that expanded on, we've got 3 or 4 preschool classrooms. And so what I think is really good about our partnership is that Housing Authority has the insight to know, hey, this is good. And they're not afraid to take a chance, and they're not afraid to believe in the people who are serving directly in their community. So, like I said, I have dual roles. I love what I do. It's just something that is a part of me, mainly because, believe it or not, I grew up here many, many, many years ago. So to be able to give back, it's just like something that comes naturally.
Absolutely. Um, just talk about that as well, the vitalism and the importance of the both the partnership that your teams both share, but just the impact that you both have served and your organizations have served here in the Shawnee County.
Oh, well, as you can tell, Miss Veronica is just a little bit passionate, and that is she is truly amazing. Where I say I can't take credit for a lot that's happened at the partnership, Miss Veronica can, and we are very, very fortunate to have her leading our after school and summer program as well over at the Deer Creek property. But the impact is it's one of those things that's really immeasurable. It's a lot of we see a difference in the neighborhood. We see the difference in behaviors. One of the things that the partnership, and this goes back to United Way is another huge partner in the Pioneers Partnership. The first year that Parents as Teachers was there and the preschool was there, we started to notice that families were decorating their homes for the holidays. We didn't see that a lot in years before that. For the first year and many, many years, we had trick-or-treaters, and this was just prior to trick-or-treat on the trail. But again, that wasn't seen in the neighborhood a whole lot. And so I think that having this partnership and having all the different offerings that we have available in the neighborhood, I think not only provides very valuable services and resources to the families that we serve, but I think it also helps to establish and build on that relationship that we have with our residents, which we hold very near and dear. We would not be here if it wasn't for the families that we serve, and we want to do everything that we can to hopefully set them up for success. We'd love to see a change or a break in generational poverty that we see in our community. And we want people to utilize public housing for the time that they need it. And for some people, that's forever. And for others, it's just for a short time. But we want to be a resource and we want to be a partner with them while they're with us. And then we always love to see that success story where they go on, and even more so where then they stay in contact with us and come back and spend time in the neighborhood and let other folks know kind of their story as well.
Thank
I'd
you,
say for
Trey.
me personally, I've had the opportunities to serve families that were here directly in Pine Ridge. And we would start off during the day, and maybe they didn't have a job or it was a part time job, and maybe they just had a dream or a hope of going back to school. And through partnering together and working with them hand in hand, so many of my families have moved out of public housing. They have full-time jobs. As a matter of fact, they're working all through the day. So guess what? Our meetings are at night. And I don't mind that, because to see someone be successful in their own right, that's my ultimate goal. Not to be like me, but to be the best that they can be. So when I see the families, even the younger ones, I had an incident just the other day where I went to Mr. Trey and I told him, hey, this is going on. And guess who gave me the inside scoop? One of my kids that are at the Deer Creek Center told me what was going on over here. So you establish those relationships that are really beneficial for you. I have parents that call back and just say, hey, I'm just calling to check on you. This is what's going on. And so when you can feed into families' lives, whether you think it's a minimal or not, you just be yourself and give what you can give, you never know the impact that you will have. And so that's one of the great moments that I have. It's just having that hands-on, one-on-one experience with the families. We were able to do that with this after-school snack program, that one-on-one, that age group where they're aged out of parents as teachers and they're not quite in high school, but they're just stuck in between. We were able to get one-on-one information as far as how they were doing, and then we capitalized on that. We asked them about how they were doing. How did that test go? How's your baby brother? What's going on with you? So we developed relationships that will be long lasting. And to me, that's what a partnership is all about. It's not just about the head people, but it's being able to be effective so that when you're gone, that you still have a lasting impact on the lives of the people that you surround and serve.
Absolutely. What you both just talked about is something that I think I've seen with just about every organization we've chatted with over these last few months, is how much of an impact we don't realize that we can have when we act intentionally, or we develop partnerships or collaborations with other organizations. It takes a village to paraphrase, so to speak. With that being said, one way that I would like to segue is not only how can Forge members help, but how can the community get involved, either physically or even just mentally, in sharing things or involvement? Are there any volunteer or engagement opportunities that either Forge members or other individuals can assist your teams with?
I don't want to steal Ms. Veronica's thunder, but I think the biggest thing is just find a way to get involved in your community. We do have from time to time throughout the year specific events, and such as the trick or treat on a trail. I mean, if you just want to come out and walk through the kind of the parade through the neighborhood and hand out goodies to the kiddos, I can tell you it is very, very rewarding, and to see all those little smiling faces and everybody happy to see you. We have different volunteer activities throughout the year as well, where we'll try to do different cleanup activities for the Born Learning Trail, which again is located as part of the Piners Partnership. I know Ms. Veronica can tell you there are several different volunteer opportunities that Parents as Teachers does throughout the year, but I would say anytime, if somebody is interested, contact us. We will find a way to get you connected and get you engaged. Sometimes it's just coming out and being a mentor and being there and talking with the families and talking with the kids, and letting them kind of know of your experiences. That really does go a long way.
Right.
Fantastic.
Right. I actually have talked with someone that's going to be working with the after school program to bring in yoga for the children, and they're therapists as well, to be able to learn how to combat those feelings that you have. Give them the tools to where, instead of blowing off and then thinking about the consequences later, giving them the tools to be able to manage their bodies, their thoughts, just their very being. So we're working on that. And this was a volunteer situation as well. There are so many things that come up during the year that you can always check with the Housing Authority, Parents as Teachers, and see if they are available. With COVID and everything that's been going on, I will tell you that we are very limited as far as the public school situation. And so that's kind of why we are going to be doing something a little bit different with the trunk or treat this year. So yes, I'm excited about that as well.
And to touch on that trick or treat and trunk or treat events coming up, it's hard to believe that we're nearing that time of the year already, but an event like that has to help bring your community and your neighborhoods together. And as you said, give them an opportunity, or make them feel as if there's a connection there between other folks within their neighborhoods. Is that right?
Absolutely. I can tell you, when Forge first started getting involved, it was like amazing, for real. It was like amazing. Then the next year, it was even more amazing.
Yep.
And then, if there's a such word as amazinger, I mean, because they went from being basic to coming in, and they were actually giving us the decorations to decorate our different tables. Before, everybody would just do what they were doing individually, and they'd come in and make it uniform. They'd make sure that there was plenty of candy at each table to pass out. All the kids were getting costumes. They just made it better and better. You know, when I say that the pandemic kind of changed things, they still didn't stop. They
Mm-mm.
said we can't be on site with your families, but here are the goods, here are the things that we want you to get to the families. And so they allowed us to still be a part and them give to us so that we could keep that tradition going. And I'm going to tell you right now, the families missed it. Although they were grateful last
Mhm.
year for what they got, one parent said, you know, this is really nice. What happened to the stuff we usually do? We really missed that. I said, you know what happened? Oh, COVID. But guess what? One day we'll be able to do something again. So I think this year, you know, who does that? Most people would have just threw it away and said, you know, it's over. We had our ride. We did this. We did that. But who does reverse trunk or treat? Uh, Forge. They're all in. They're all in. They're involved to the end. And that's what I can appreciate about you all as a committee, as a company, whatever you want to call it. I really appreciate that. You know, when the tough got going, you found a way to still be there for us and the families that we serve.
Yeah. No,
Thank you,
that is
Mr.
an
Rivera.
excellent part or piece there, Veronica. Because you're right. A lot of initiatives, a lot of organizations. You know, when things got tough with COVID and we couldn't be around each other, though they took that as an opportunity to say, you know what, we can stop doing this, and everybody will understand because it was because of COVID. But you're exactly right. Rather than do that, Forge adapted. They came up with a different model, and that's been amazing. It really has. One of the things that we are very protective of the partnership. And the reason why I say that is we don't want people to show up, be there for a few minutes, say, this is what we're going to help you with, and then take off. Forge has been there. They have stayed committed. They have, again, adapted and improvised and changed the way that they did things because they sincerely care about being there and serving these families. And that cannot be understated. And so thank you all very much for that.
Yes.
Thank you, Trey. Well, the same goes for both of your teams. Again, we see the impact and see the value of what your organizations are doing out here in the Topeka community. We want to highlight that, like we're doing today, and we want to continue to see our members, not only our members though, but the Topeka community learn more about the great value and partnerships that you all have and continue those collaboration efforts. As I think I've mentioned in other videos, truly great things happen when organizations come together. It isn't just going to be one organization that's going to change a city. It's going to be multiple organizations being intentional and coming together like that. For both of you, so that Forge members and the community can learn more about you, can I have both of you give us a website or a resource that members can learn a little bit more about you?
For sure. Go ahead, Veronica.
Well, I was going to say for me personally, like I said, I have dual roles. I do have a email with the 501 school district, and it's vbird at tps501.org. Again, it's vbird at tps501.org. And like I said, a lot of things that we're doing right now are kind of limited because of COVID. But I'm so grateful for like THA that said, "Hey, we'll make sure that we still are doing this year." And so that's kind of what we're going with this year is working under THA so that the families can still be served. So it's vbird at tps501.org.
Awesome. And Trey.
THA's website is tha.gov, so tha.gov. And then my email is tgeorge@tha.gov. We're located at 2010 Southeast California, right near 21st and California. Stop by, go to our website, give me a call, send me an email. Seriously, anytime somebody wants to reach out, we're more than happy to talk with them and see if there's a way we can help get them engaged. Because you're exactly right, Richard, you said it. We can do way more all together. If every group or every entity can do a little piece, that makes something that seems very large and daunting actually possible. And the really cool thing about it is it allows for that shared credit and that shared reward, but also that shared responsibility. I'm going to do what Miss Veronica needs because I know she's going to do what I need her to do. And so we take care of one another, we look out for one another, and we as I said, we are protective of kind of who we allow to be part of that group, because we want to make sure that their intentions are really to be there to help and to serve and to be in the for the long term. But there's always room for more folks. We welcome the opportunity to partner with anybody who has a shared vision.
Wonderful. And
Can I mention something really
yeah,
quick?
please do.
Let me tell you, I had a one-on-one experience with the Forge group, and it was with my summer program at Deer Creek through the Topeka Housing Authority. When school was getting ready to start, they took a busload of kids, and they really just blessed them. They had individuals that would allow the kids to go into the store, and they had a certain amount of gifting to that child, and they allowed them to get prepared for the school year. Now, a lot of times I'm like hands-on and I'm just all over the place, but I got the chance to sit back and watch the way the Forge members interacted with those kids. It was so loving. You could tell it was genuine and it was from the heart. They were just as involved. And when the kids were finding the bargains, they were just as excited about it, which made me I've never seen a group of people that came in and just gave it just genuinely. You could tell they cared. It was such an experience. I could not leave that out. It was not cheap. It was worth it financially, and it was worth it to those kids to see, them coming in saying, this is what I purchased or this is what I got. So I just want to thank all of you members that if you were part of it back then, just for coming in and showing the love individually to those children. They will never, ever forget it. So thanks again. Another way that Forge keeps it real and keeps it going. So thank you so much.
I think between that and the back to school barbecue that we had with THA a couple of years ago, we've had some fun events. So
Yes.
both for you all and for the community in general and for Forge members, get involved with an organization like the Topeka Housing Authority and Parents as Teachers. Look at the awesome work they're doing out here in the Topeka community. And we look forward to continuing that partnership with both of you and with your organizations moving forward. If you're free, we do have Trick or Treat on the trail coming up at the Born Learning Trail and in the Pine Ridge and Deer Creek communities here in Topeka. And we look forward to seeing you all out there. But we also continue to look forward to seeing you all as we get into the holiday season and get into 2022, where we will continue our present momentum moving forward. Right, guys?
Absolutely.
So can you just make it plain that the kids are going to just come out of their houses and there's going to be a parade through? We're not going to meet on the trail like we normally do because we still want to be safe socially. So then Forge came up with that idea. Hey, we'll bring it to the kids. So passing through on a trail, we'll get that information to you all where the route is so that everybody can just come out of their house directly, dressed up, be ready to have a great time. We'll be there.
Absolutely.
There we go. And hopefully we'll continue the great weather we've had here recently, guys. So with that, again, thank you both for joining us this morning. We truly value that and appreciate the partnership with both of you. And like I said, we look forward to continue that here in the future and into the years to come.
Thank you so much.
We do as well. Thank you all so very much.
You're welcome.